And hello, guys. Welcome to stream. Yeah, let's just check that everything is fine and then we'll start the things. It seems to me that audio is working fine. And yeah, so we're live. Okay, to those who do not know me, I'm Janne. I'm a designer friend from Finland. And today I'm just going to have a work session. I have a Webflow project that I should start. I'm going to go through my starter template and maybe we'll get to other stuff too. And by now you probably know that I'm not an experienced streamer, so be easy on me. And if you're watching this on a later date, just know that I'm not gonna edit this in any way. So this will be a quite slow video. So put me on a background, do your own stuff or whatever you like. But yeah, let's get to it. Oh, and send a message to chat if you're live. It would really be awesome to see someone interacting. Yeah. So, what do we have scheduled for today? So this is my Webflow dashboard. I have all sorts of projects, and I have this one project that has been designed. I'm not going to show the designs, uh, at least in this stream, because I actually haven't asked the permission from the client. But we have a lot to do before we can actually build the design. So I'm gonna set up the Webflow project. I use this Reloom style guide and clients first. I'm gonna be setting the project, importing the what are those fonts, and of course colors. Maybe bringing some elements like navbar, footer, or something like that. We'll see how far we get. Yeah. So what I basically do is I copy a starter template. I have few starter templates. I have a starter template for Finnish customers or people who want to have the back end in Finnish. Actually, I haven't updated that for a while, and I haven't used that for a while just because quite a few of my clients use English in their backend, and I actually like it more because it's somehow more accessible to more folks. So this is what the Finnish one looks like. See that there are some English and some Finnish there. I have actually made quite a few things for this starter template. So I have a basic navbar and basic footer. And when we see the page list, I have few things already here. So style guide and some boring pages. Okay, now I'm gonna jump straight to the English one because the same things are here, but in English it's probably way easier for you to read than Finnish. But anyway, we have some legal notes like default privacy policy things that I have created. Okay, it takes a while to load. I have a cookie policy and a accessibility policy. Yeah, you could say that it is a policy, but anyway. And of course, the style guide, I use FinSuite's version of the style guide. I actually haven't done a comparison. Why should someone use FinSuite's or Reloom's style guide? But for some reason, I've chosen this one. If you have used client first, this is quite normal to you or familiar. This is what we're gonna edit today. And do we have anything else? Of course, we have FinSuite's plugin and Relume's plugin there, and no CMS collections. This is actually a thing that I have done in the past. I have had like a blog template ready here with all the categories and all the reference fields and template pages and so on and so forth. But I've dialed it down a bit. Nowadays, I do not have a blog here on my starter template because it's a pain in the ass when you have to delete it. So what I'm actually right now considering is if I should have a separate starter template with blog and one without a blog. Because if you build a blog, it's quite like time consuming, and it would be nice if it was here already. Same thing with the nav bars and footers. In the past, like in this Finnish version, I have had those, but then I realized that I like to use quite custom nav bars and footers, so it's quite easy to just import them from Relume library. So I've opted out of those. So I have a blank page here. Okay, that's a intro. Leave me a comment on your starter template, which things you have there and which you don't. But we are going to have to go to the dashboard. Actually, I had it already there, and we're gonna copy this English template. So duplicate. Yeah, let's do all of those. While it's duplicating, I have to mention there have been quite a few new things to Webflow. There's the new AI builder in beta, which is cool. And Relume has the, what is it called, like style builder. That's also quite interesting. And there's also other tools that I'm currently eyeing. Okay, now you see that I cannot like do two things at the same time, so I'm not able to talk and write at the same time. I'm just saying, naming this client project. So I have the clone or the copy. I'm naming it. I will rename that later. And at this point, I would also go to the publishing page and rename this with the client's kind of like URL or proposed URL. And I might also update the icons already, but now I do not have any icons for those, so I'll leave it at a later date. Date is fine. That's like finish time, and all the other things are just fine. I'm thinking that is there anything else I should do? Probably not. Let's see, did I have any custom code here? Yeah, there's a tag manager. That's just my test container. And let's see if I have any integrations here. Connected apps. Well, there's Relume, but nothing more. Okay, let's open the site. Oh, of course, yeah. Whenever you click something, you remember what you were supposed to do. And it's, of course, fonts. So you might know that Google Fonts is not exactly GDPR compliant. So I'm going to load custom fonts, and we'll see here on our design that we use Nunito, and that is a Google font. And do we need anything else? At this point, I would also check if I have a or if I have too many like weights. I try to keep the weights down, like the number of the weights, because if there are unused weights, those are not necessary and slow down the page. So it seems that I have been using just the regular. Oh, actually, that's medium. Medium. I'm probably going to use medium and the normal or regular. Okay. So we should go to here we have Nunito, and I could just download it. I'm actually going to do that. But one thing that I learned a while back, well, actually quite recently, is that we could just go to the embed, and somewhere in here there is a link. Is it this one? Let's see. I'm trying to find the links to the actual WAV files. So here's, for example, WAV2 file. And let's see what it does if we go to that address. Yeah, it just downloads it. That's a handy tool that I actually didn't know, but thanks for my friend Felix. I now know it. Yeah, but again, you should see which kind of files you need. So for example, here, that's a italic, weight is 200, seems to be. Yeah. And yeah, actually those are Cyrillic, Vietnamese, Latin extent. So what I usually do is I like use these static font files. Those there are with their variable fonts, but if I know that I'm not going to use like any effects that take advantage of those variable fonts, I'm just going to use the static files, and I'm just going to use a couple of them. So as I mentioned, I'm going to use medium. I might even ignore the italic, because there will be the default italic style done by the browser. I know that's not like the same, but it is one file less that we have to upload. Medium, regular, actually those are enough. Of course, I can go and upload more of those later. And then I'm going to go to this place. Font Squirrel and Web Front Generator. Yeah, of course I agree everything. I'm going to upload fonts. Let's see. My computer is a bit lagging, so we're gonna sip some coffee. And here are my fonts. Those are TTF files. Okay, and Font Squirrel says that they have been corrupted. So we're gonna go to another similar service. This has happened to me in the past. And I like to use the Font Squirrel because it gives me certain options that other ones don't. And I'm just gonna get another TTF convert, download. And here we have them. I guess they are right here. We do not need those. Move to trash. Back to Font Squirrel. Come on. Here we go. Open that one. And now they have been uploaded. So you can see that there are over 1,000 clips here, and one TTF file is about 140 kilobytes maybe. So those can be optimized quite drastically. I want the WAV files. Actually, I haven't checked for a while if we could just do with the WAV2 files, but let's take both of those. And actually, the one I want to edit is this subsetting. So what clips are we gonna include in the file? This client is from Finland, so we need Finnish alphabets, though there are A's and O's with the dots, but you cannot see the Finland or Finnish in this language section, but our close friends, Swedes, are here, so we'll use that one, and of course English. If I knew that the client will translate the site to another language, I would, of course, already pick that language. But now I believe that if they someday manage to translate the site to English, that's a quite big deal in itself. Okay, here are the clips or characters that are included. So those are the like Finnish or Swedish characters. And I believe we have all the relevant things like $sign. There should be a euro somewhere. There's pound. Is it yen? Where's the euro? There it is. Second to last. Okay, so we'll go with those. No prefix. And yes, I have the permission. And now we're just downloading the kit that we're gonna upload to Webflow. And at this point, we just have to practice some patience. You can also say some Finnish advertisement or advertisements in Finnish. Of course, this is a Adobe advertisement, but there's some Finnish for you. I've recently actually unsubscribed my Adobe account, and I'm trying to combine with Affinity Suite or software. So that is exciting too. Yeah, it takes a while, probably because of the stream. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go to the settings, and here's the custom fonts thing that we're gonna use. How hard it is. Well, those are quite big font files. Yeah, we do not need those. That's the I like to do the fonts first because it's almost the only thing that has to be done from the settings, and then we're gonna just open the designer and do all the color stuff. Well, of course, all the font stuff or typography stuff also, but anyway, that's the order that I prefer. For some reason, it just takes its time. Maybe we can just open the site and open the settings on another tab. Go to the style guide. So what I would do is to go first through all the heading styles, the default styles, and the heading style classes, and then possibly the other stuff, other typography stuff. And usually the sizes are just okay. And I would scroll down to colors. I would do the colors before the buttons. Actually, here are some colors. I usually like to show them right here, but nowadays when we have the variable section, we can just put them in here. So let's see what our colors look like. We have some. So the client actually sent me these Pantone colors, and I had to match them with the RGB values. And of course, in Figma, we have also the variables. And I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of the variable management system in Figma, but it's well, it's manageable. And let's see, there are some variables that I used in the drafting stages. So here we have the primitive values. These come from the Reloom. Reloom style guide, but here are the brand values. So brand white, brand black. Well, actually, there's brand black and brand white, and gray, primary and primary dark, primary lights and extra lights. Actually, we have just one like shade or one primary color. So in a sec, we're gonna do those. But I'm just gonna update the side and let's see what it does. Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna go through this again. It's uploading. That subsetting Swedish, English. Those are fine. Those are fine. Let's try this one more time. Of course, it has to upload them and then do the conversion and kind of like download it and probably compress it in a zip file or something like that. Well, this seems to go nowhere, so I'm going to continue with the colors. So I have blue light, blue dark, and pink. So the blue is kind of like the primary color. And these are in my starter template. I'm wondering if I should use some sort of like a more general naming scheme. Like in here, I use brand primary. And those, and of course Reloom has their own like swatches, maybe color swatches. But I like to have just like a couple of colors, so I have dark and light and sometimes extra light. Well, that was supposed to be a light one. And this is the dark one. And I also have this pink color here. I'm probably just gonna delete these. So with that one, I'm gonna convert to extra light. Like that. And of course, later I have to check that. Where are these colors applied? So here are my brand colors, quite simple. And I'm gonna leave these. Sometimes I like to specify pure white. and pure black. And here we have like, well, those are like neutral, so I could make here brand black, brand white. Let's see, I believe, well, those are, though, here they are. Okay. And then there are some background color, border colors, link colors. And because I deleted some colors, there are some conflicts or warnings. I'm going to unlink that and use, let's see, background primary. I would say that that is brand white. I know that the primary background is white. Secondary could be the brand primary color. Actually, no, that's the extra light. That could be tertiary, maybe. Let's say it's dark, but alternative. This is like inverse. So here we have brand black. That's at least the way I like to use it. Border, not neutral. You can be like brand dark. Alternative could be brand black. Was that a brand black? Yeah, it was. No. There's a brand black. Okay, link color should be firstly, maybe brand dark. I'll have to check if that one works. Link secondary, brand black. Alternative, brand white. Text is firstly brand black. Secondary, brand primary dark. Alternative is brand white. Okay, that seems to be in quite good order. Focus states, yeah, I believe those are just fine. The focus could be something else, but we'll tackle that when it comes. So yeah, now you can see that, okay, these colors are not in order. I've clearly used those primary and secondary colors in the tags. So I might actually, I might unlink those firstly, so I do not get distracted. That one was sort of a pink one. And this is a blue one. Like that. Okay, that's way more clear. And let's see, this is still going on with the conversion. There's some sort of bug here. Okay, let's continue with the color things. We'll go to the body and check, use this whole HTML tag, the body tag, so it applies to every body tag. And few things that I will do here. The font would be one, but we do not have the font files yet. But the color will be brand black, and the background color would be brand white. So a little bit of like off white. Again, those typography things are just fine. I actually have a aspect ratio for the images here too. So they have a square aspect ratio as a default and also a background color. So that's in order to avoid like the layout shifts when the site loads. But that's a pain in the ass if you have many images and you need to change the aspect ratios and so on. But if you manage to do the aspect ratio thing for every image, then you will not simply have the layout shift and you have better lighthouse scores. Okay, are there any other things I could do? Well, there are the button classes. That that just does not work. Okay, yeah, that's because I used the background primary here. I can like choose one of the background colors, but I'm thinking that maybe I should just use one of these. Let's see what my buttons look like here. Okay, that looks quite dark. Please give me the button. Extra dark, yeah. Okay, I do not have the extra dark, so where local variables. I'm missing one right here. There's the extra dark, so it was in the thematic section. Oh, I'm just too lazy to write that down. Let's pull it to a proper place. There we have it. And capitalize it. Do we have letter spacing? Yeah, 5%. Letter spacing, yeah, so 5% would be 0.05 EM, like that. What else? What else? Yeah, those are just the Relum things. The form section is one we could do also. I'm getting tired of this. Let's see if it would work better on an incognito. Custom subsetting, Swedish, English, and let's go. It does not look much better in here, but this is a good like time for us to enjoy a little bit of coffee. I'm just wondering if this does not work, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna use the other thing? Let's see if I would do one at a time. Would it be easier then? So firstly, the regular one. Here it goes. Swedish, English. Do not need a suffix. We do not need to see the ads. Web dev. What does web dev say? That was the one I used before. Optimize fonts. This is probably Google's thing. Yeah. So let's try this one. Family support. Yeah, fix hinting English demo page. Language subsets. Okay, there are less options here, but Latin or Latin extended. I'm wondering if Finnish with those weird correct characters or like extended, probably. You could like put all the characters here, but then again, how do you get all of this? Can I just copy? I'm probably gonna leave it blank. Font display swap directory. Okay, let's see. Converts. For some reason, this works fine, but the download size is quite big. It's in half. Well, those are quite small files. We're probably just fine with those. We're gonna go to fonts. Yeah, fonts. Custom fonts. I'm gonna upload them all at once. Oh, subset. Now I'll have to take away the subset from all of this. And what would be Ariel, Georgia? Let's go with the Ariel. Should be one more. Here it is. And there we have 4 static Nunito fonts. I'm not gonna publish this as at this point I usually publish it, but because I haven't edited that like staging domain, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, those are saved. Let's close that one and refresh this page. We're at the style guide. Actually, I'm just gonna edit the header. Gonna like reset the font color. Okay, now body, again the pink tag, the HTML tag, and now I'm gonna find the Nunito. So Nunito is quite like a rounded, quite easygoing font. I actually like it when the aim is to set the feeling or atmosphere to a quite easygoing and relaxed atmosphere. And yeah, we have the headings. Let's see what kind of, this is a medium, 56. Medium. What is 56? So I use rem values for the sake of accessibility. And one rem is by default 16 points or pixels. Eight. And you can actually do some calculations in these fields. This is still the H2, so that's medium. What's that? 3, that's just fine. So I'm setting the default values to all of these. And the heading styles are important because you sometimes want to use for example, H1, but style it like H3. So you have to put in the weight or size and whatever styles you want to use. in H3 look like. So we could just like inherit these values, but then it would inherit some styles from the H1 defaults. Okay, H4, hang in there. You can, of course, skip this part if you're bored. Do I have H4 here? 32. And I believe the H5, we do not use that. So I'm just gonna them to medium and H6, the same thing. Here we go. And at this point, I should go through the mobile sizes too. But I'm not going to bore you with that one. I'm going to do it later today. Okay, let's see. We have the basic typography place. Actually, one thing I did not go through is the line height. So let's see what our basic line height is. It's 1.4. And I should put a line height value to the body tag. I like to use this as the body text default size. And now I'm looking at that paragraph right there. In here, I do not have any values for that. Well, in the headings, we do have the line height value, but we'll put it in separately. At this stage, I could quickly look at the design and see what I use here. That looks quite good. So it's, 120. Like that. There's an art to this, of course. I have a book called Better Web Typography, and the line heights should be just right so that the line itself would be like not too long or not too short. The text size should be in balance with the line height. So I'm probably gonna do a exception and put it in 1.3 because that looks better to me than this. Yeah, of course, one can do like exceptions if they want. Then I'll check the headings. I would say that that is quite good. Actually, the line height is different in here. So let's see if we change it to 1.2. In large text, I usually find that I like to use a little bit smaller line height just to keep it together when the heading goes to multiple rows. Now I'm wondering, should I use 1 or 2? Again, I'm gonna consult my yeah, it's the same right here, but what if it was a bit closer together? might be better. Yeah. I'll actually leave that as it is. H2, I'm just gonna go with the same 1.1. I'll have to change that one too. Change the H3. Quick edits. Oh, that's quite long. This one is 2. And the last ones. Yeah, I made a small mistake right there. Okay. We're closing for an hour. I believe I'm just going to show you what it would be like to take the next steps and bring some elements from the Reloom library. So firstly, I would check that. Do I have the sync mode on? So this syncs all the classes, and I could bring in like elements one by one straight out of the library, but I also have this wireframe in Reloom's what is this called? Site builder. Yeah. So there's a sitemap that is built for the client and a wireframe according to that. We can export these to Webflow or Figma. So this plan that you saw is built upon those wireframes. And now when I start to build the site on Webflow, I can just copy this whole page. Copy for Figma, okay. Webflow. Can I now copy the whole page? Yeah. But before that, I'm gonna check the naming. Well, I'm not gonna check it. I'm just gonna copy. Yeah, I know the drill. You need to have the style guide in place, and I'm just gonna pick the body tag and paste it in here. It's syncing classes, and voila, we have our wireframe. Okay, this is not like done. You can see that there are some weird things going on. But we have our client first structure right here. And we actually have like correct naming on the sections and, if I remember correctly, also in the components. So the way you name the sections and components here, those will come to Webflow too. And I find it a bit well, not weird, but I'm on the fence. Should I name the components in Finnish or in English? It's easier here when you're building the sitemap when it's in Finnish, but when you come here, I'd like those sections and components to be named in English, just in case someone who doesn't know Finnish comes along and edits the site. So that's one thing. Now the next things I would do is, of course, start fixing these sections so that they would be closer to the actual design. For example, this is on a wrong like text color, so I would select probably the section and come here and change there's brand color, but I could use text color, link color, text color, primary, and alternative. So yeah, of course, there's a lot to be done still, but this is quite good starting point with some default texts, which is quite nice. Yeah, I believe we spent about an hour doing that. Usually it takes me less than that. There's font squirrel for some reason did not work, but we found an alternative. And yeah, the first page is usually the one that takes most of the time, and then when you go down the page lists, it gets easier and easier because you already have those sections and all the styles in order. And then there's, of course, the responsiveness thing. I found that the elements in Reloom come along with quite good responsiveness, but you should still check them out because you probably do some changes to the elements, and you might want a different layout or different order of things in mobile. What else? I promised a bunch of other stuff, things that I'm currently thinking of is actually, well, need to try the Webflow AI builder. Just a sec, I'm gonna share the screen again. Yeah, I saw one review about it. Let's see, does it give me a chance? No. What is that right there? Blank site, yeah. And now it's gone. Let's try again. If I wanna, I saw a CTA. Come on, put me in a Webflow site. The main page, please. Here we go. Try AI site builder. So it opens this new interface. It's in beta. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So now we have more options, and the one option is AI site builder. Well, it's a business. My business is fancy SaaS. Does a to-do list app for corporate clients. Brand style, professional, natural, minimal, futuristic. We're going to choose that. And it's dark themed, of course, because it's a SaaS. AI suggested, yeah, suggested color range. Let's just click generate. Measuring spacing, updating theme recommendations. Yeah, we'll see. While it's generating, I'm trying to find a streaming app that I am interested in. Was it Meld Studio? Yeah. So I'm currently using OBS. If you live in the streaming base or world, you probably know about it, but it's not the easiest one to manage. For example, if I'd like to round these corners, I would have to use a mask to do that. And in Meld, it would be just as easy as it would be in, let's say, Illustrator or in Webflow. Okay, I think that we have a canvas here. It's also dark, it's hard to see. And there's a theme. Let's choose that one. Whoa, that's green. Okay, that's quite cool section right there. The same applies. Well, that is a starting point. That's a bit weird because it's dark text on dark background. The buttons are quite good. For some reason, it hides the menu behind the hamburger, which is not the best thing. Sections, I could edit the sections right here. But yeah, it does not give me a lot of options. Well, of course, when I stop building, I can do whatever I want. Image style. Well, this is quite useless because these are AI generated or, well, probably AI generated images. Vibrant background. Let's choose that one. Buttons. I kind of like the gradient, subtle gradient. Forms, input, select. Oh, there's some cool variations. Cards. Okay, this gives quite a lot of like basic options. I can imagine that someone who just wants a quick starting point for their site is quite keen, would be quite home in here, so to speak, or they would feel that this is quite good. The options it gives you are quite good. But let's see, now I clicked on the button and it gave me the Webflow editor. There are some things that are not like in the basic editor. So there's a theme section. I could use this. But can I just go ahead and button class? Yeah, there's a button class and there's a combo class. And the naming, well, I believe this is quite close to the naming scheme that is in Webflow templates, maybe. The section container, starting with the capital letter. I believe they do not use their own container. Yeah, this is just a div tag. But there are variables. Yeah, that's a hard word. Design system side variable. Okay, here are all the colors. Okay, there are some colors like transparent colors. That's interesting. Quite a few variables, actually. So someone who wants the control of the site would probably not use this because there are so many things that are ready built and you would want to have your own naming scheme, your own structure, and your own variables. But then again, I'm just wondering if a client does a site with this AI assistant and then comes to me and says, "Could you please help me to edit this?" I would probably not be too happy about it, but I would maybe do it. Although it's not like client first or any framework. Okay, there are quite a few combo classes or additional classes. I'm not sure if that's ideal. And this according, that's a new icon. I believe I haven't seen. Or is that a drop down icon? Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I'm just wondering when this AI button is going to appear in the regular sites. So I could just write a prompt that create me a this kind of section, and it would read all the other classes and the naming schemes of my project, and then do it according to those. Are there any ways I can like add sections with the AI? I believe I have the assistant getting started checklist. Yeah, add sections from canvas. Let's try that one. Okay, here we go. Create a layout. Of course, I accept all the terms. I want a feature. Okay, it doesn't even ask me what kind of feature. Oh, that seems to be good. Little Benzocrit, never hurt anybody. Okay, that is actually quite nice. If this will someday like respect the naming scheme of the framework of your project, this will be quite handy because this is not a hard thing to do, but it takes a bit of time if you manually just add all the icons and all the texts and cards and so on. So that will be awesome. Okay, Meld Studios. This is the last thing I'm going to show, and then I'm going to go and have my lunch. So yeah, stream with confidence. I haven't tried this, but I'm probably going to try this someday in the future. I'm streaming now. I'm trying to get into streaming, probably some design related or Webflow related stuff. And if I can make it a bit easier for myself, it lowers the bar and I can produce more content. Record, create. build to multi-stream. So yeah, you can stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. That's great. Set the scenes. Yeah, my scenes are quite basic right now, as you've seen. I have this one face scene and the screen recording. Control your sound. Yeah, that's quite good. Does it cost anything? Download macOS. Is it like free? For some reason, it's hard for me to believe it's free. But there's docs, channel log, blog, layers, audio, visuals. Who pays for this? Come on, guys. Or is this one of those just started or new startups that make their product free and then someday put in a paywall? Hopefully not. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna bore you with downloading and testing it out. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this stream. It took me well, we were live over an hour. Hopefully you also get some value out of it, watching me start a project and grapple with Font Squirrel. And yeah, I'm planning to do this more often. Hopefully I'll see you back here. And yeah, that is all. Have a nice day and see you in the next one. Bye.